Going on, a lot of things going on. Today, of course, morning service will be regular, and I'm happy that we're back to having a pianist here. Janet arrived back safely, and as far as I know, she'll be here this morning on time and whatever, so I'm excited about leading without having to use a CD player. You'll notice in the bulletin, though, several important things. Tonight, of course, we've got two things going on. Our singing missionaries will be here tonight. You'll not want to miss that, 6 o'clock. They'll be basically the whole service. So the Mattingly family will be here to sing and be here for that, 6 o'clock. And then after the service this evening will be our teen dinner for camp, those kids are getting ready to raise up their money and go to camp this summer, and hopefully we'll be able to actually go back to the wilds, unlike last year because of the pandemic. Basketball teams came in second. Unfortunately, we didn't get the first place in either one, which I know is a little disappointing to them, but to have gone that far, we're proud of them for that. So that's behind us now. Next big event on the calendar, Missions Month. Missions Month and Mission Day in particular, which is on the 14th. So that's just a few weeks away now. And on the 14th will be Missions Day. That'll be the day that we actually take up our faith promise, look what missionaries we can take on and that type of thing. And Brother John Godfrey, a pastor from Virginia, will be here that day in the Sunday school hour, the morning service, and the evening service. And you'll not want to miss out on that. But all of month of March, I think, will be a general missions emphasis. So those are the things going on. You can read and see the other things there, of course, too. But missions conference, be praying about that. Be praying about what God would have you to do. Hopefully all of us can increase our missions giving just a little bit again this year, and so forth. All right, now take your hymnal and turn with me, if you would, to number 326. Now, this is an old hymn, and we don't have Miss Phyllis back yet, so we will be doing this a cappella again. I think most of you know this old hymn, though, 326, More About Jesus. That's kind of what the Sunday school hour is all about, teaching and learning more about our Lord. And on 326, we have a song called More About Jesus. How many know this song? Let's see. Just 2? 3, 4. Do I have 5? Can you get 6? Okay, good night. All right, well, a couple don't know it, but it's an easy little hymn. Let's do the first couple of verses there together. More about Jesus. 326, join me if you would, please. More about Jesus would I know, more of his grace to others show, more of his saving fullness see, more of his love who died for me. More about Jesus. More about Jesus. More of his saving fullness see. More of his love who died for me. Some of you saying, I've heard that before, but not the way you do it. Okay, well, this is how I do it. But anyway, verse number 2, let's take that. Good song, good words. Sing with me verse 2. More about Jesus let me learn, more of his holy will discern. Spirit of God, my teacher be, showing the things of Christ to me. More about Jesus. More about Jesus. More of his saving fullness see. More of his love who died for me. A great old hymn. Thank you so much, Brother Chris.
All right, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Everybody have a good week? Every day is a good day. Every week's a good week, except for those weeks that are bad. That's right. You know, anybody enjoy the cold front yesterday? You know, high of 60. You know, we're lucky that we're not in Texas or basically anywhere else. So I think I'll take that windy 60-degree day than anywhere else. So we definitely want to keep those people in our prayers that they continue to move forward in their freezing temperatures up there. But no, following the announcements, senior saints, I have not forgot about y'all. Whether you're here today and you're in the senior saints, whether you're listening out there and you're on the senior saints, we're working on stuff, thinking about some things, maybe doing something a little different. I know we had a potluck kind of scheduled last time, then we had a lot of people get sick, so we kind of had a busy month in February with the church that we weren't able to really book anything. Possibly looking at sometime in March. I know my schedule's getting filled, so we're going to see, but we're going to come up with something that may be different. It may even be away from the church site, so we're looking at something interesting to kind of keep you older folks young at heart, maybe. Maybe take y'all to Andretti and let y'all do some go-karts. I don't know. The first one to the finish line loses. An indoor one? If we go to Daytona, we're just going to go to the beach. We're going to go sit out there on the boardwalk. We'll do a hike, 5-mile hike, and get us all in shape. But no, we'll do something, and we're going to get something going. Just kind of throwing around some different ideas. And if you got something that you are interested in doing or whatever, I'm always open to suggestions. I'd like to hear what the people think, except for Walter. But no, we're glad that we're still trying to move forward with this. But anyways, into our lesson today, we're going to go to Joshua chapter 5. We're going to skip around a lot, so just keep with me. We'll be in Joshua chapter 5, 13 through 15, and then we'll move over to chapter 6 after that. Then we'll give it a read. I'll give everybody a minute to get there. All right, Joshua chapter 5, 13 through 15. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went up to him and said unto him, Art thou for us, or for our adversaries? And he said, Nay, but as a captain of the host of the Lord, I am now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth, and did worship, and said unto him, What saith my Lord unto his servant? And the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, Loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place whereon thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. Now go on over to the next chapter. We're going to skip around a little bit here. Everybody's familiar with this story. Joshua chapter 6, verse 1 through 5. Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out, and none came in. And the Lord said unto Joshua, See, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go around the city once. Thus shalt thou do for 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horns. And the 7th day ye shall compass by the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow with the trumpets. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend upon every man straight before him. Let's go to verse 15 to 16, skim on down a little bit. And it came to pass that on the 7th day that they rose early about the dawning of the day, and compassed the city, after the same manner 7 times, only on that day they compassed the city 7 times. And it came to pass that on the 7th time, when the priests blew the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for the Lord hath given you the city. Let's go down to verse 20. So the people shouted when the priests blew with the trumpets, and it came to pass, when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. So basically what we got today out of the context the book was given, gave us kind of a straight narrative of that. There's always telling us what's going on. There's some kind of in-betweens, so they just kind of cut that out to give us the straight part of the story. And I remember sometime in the middle of last year, I actually preached on a Wednesday night about the Battle of Jericho and did a sermon on that. But we're going to take it a little bit different today and look at it. Anybody remember what we learned about last week? No? I don't either. So, no. we talked about Moses, and we talked about him basically going in retirement, and he was talking to the Jewish people about what to expect from a new leader, what the qualities a new leader should have. Well, at this point, we're looking at Joshua. He is Moses' successor. He is a prophet. Some people like to kind of debate that for some reason. I've seen some things where people say, well, he was just a good military commander, but basically he follows a lot of the things of a prophet. He was Moses' successor. God spoke through Joshua and gave him direction, right? All these characteristics that a prophet does, Joshua does. So I count him in that. Some people may not for some reason, but Joshua has a very long history with kind of being a leader in a way. We know that he went in and got to learn how to spy, and he kind of led that group and stood up and said, hey, listen, yeah, these people are big, but, I think we could take them. Everybody else had doubt. That's showing one characteristic there. He's not afraid. He knows what God is capable of. So then we're moving forward. And, he had a lot of different responsibilities before Moses' death, but he had a lot of training. So he was with Moses. He had all these opportunities to prove himself, and he did. But now we're going to see him in action as a real leader now. So we're looking at the quality of the leader, right? So we're going to look at how he's handling this battle as a leader. We'll let you guys chime in if you feel like talking and say whatever you feel like saying. So we'll kind of look at 13. It says, and it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes to look, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went up to him and said, art thou for us or for our adversaries? So one thing, when you have a leader of your group, and there's somebody that they don't recognize, do you want them to run away crying? Do you want them to back off and say, whoa, wait a minute, oh my goodness, what's going on? No. He stood up and asked this guy basically, hey, what are you doing? Are you for us or are you for them? At that moment, that guy that he saw could have just stabbed him, could have cut his head off, could have done whatever. They're ruthless back then, But he was brave. He was confident. So he went up, and he asked him, of course, we see in verse 14, and he said, nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord am I now come. So more than likely, this individual is an angel of God, or perhaps, I guess we could say maybe the same one that God had promised would go before his people to lead them into the promised land, we could say. But this guy doesn't really give Joshua a straight up, like, yes, I am an angel, yes, I am from the Lord. Basically, what he does is he just tells him that in verse 14, and he said, nay, I am captain of the host, Lord, and am I not come, sorry. And he just tells him he's from the Lord. He don't give him much there. So Joshua is like, well, okay, he's from God. So the rest of 14, and Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship, and said unto him, what saith my Lord unto his servant? So no, we know as angels they don't accept worship. We're not, and in this case, I don't believe that Joshua was actually worshiping the angel. It was more of a reverence, more of a, oh my goodness, hey, you are from God, you are here. So, but one thing too that you got to realize that Joshua did, and it is very important for a leader, as we can see in the text, Joshua didn't just, whoa, you're from God? Tell me something. Let's talk about this. No, he knew that there was an important thing. He knew that there was importance. Get straight to the facts. Let's move forward. So that's why he just fell down. He just worshiped, and he asked, what did the Lord say? Verse 15, and the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, loose thy shoe off thy foot, from the place whereon thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. Representative of God said to do something, and he did it. Sounds like we get to that a little bit. I'm going to have some fun with this a little bit. So now we're going to go into chapter 6. Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel. No one went out, and none came in. Verse 2, And the Lord said unto Joshua, See, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof,